What is up, agents? This is Wrecker, back with another quick guide on something that was added to the game quite recently. Now, the functionality itself wasn't added to the game that recently, but they made a change to it that is quite beneficial, which I'm not quite certain, but I believe they might have added this in the last maintenance, but I could be wrong. You can check on your end, but this is something very helpful, and it does affect all players. Yes, quite differently for new and returning and veteran players, but it does affect all of us. So let's get into this and see what we have. Okay, so the functionality that I was talking about in the intro is actually the skill mods management. So basically they added this feature back in TU20, basically with Project Resolve, is that the game itself is going to manage the skill mods for you, and it's very helpful for the new and returning players. And why it's not for the veteran players I will explain in a bit. But basically, if you find a mod that is less superior than the one that you already have, so let's say for example you have a 5% damage mod for your rod, and along the way during the play if you get another one for the same type but it's 4.5% for example, if you pick it up, it's gonna deconstruct it on its own, since the game knows that you already have a far superior one in your inventory already. So that's basically what they did with this feature, is to basically make this more efficient, so that you don't have to load up all the mods, check each and every one of them, and then select and choose. So basically to make it easier, like quality of life change. So that is very understandable, and yes, it is beneficial. But the reason why I say it's not very effective for the veteran players is because for a new and a returning player, they do need these items along the way, maxed out items, god roll, skill mods, and they are not very easy to get. I do understand that. So for them, it's very good. So it will manage the mods on its own, the game itself, and along the way they will have better mods in their inventory saved automatically. So that's a good thing. But the reason why I believe it's not a very good feature for the veterans like me, since we do have everything maxed out already. So let's say for me, for example, I already have every single thing in the game fully maxed out. So not only skill mods, gear mods, weapons, gear, I basically don't look at loot anymore. It's at that spot that I'm in presently that I don't even check loot, because I already have everything that I need. Of course, that's different when I'm playing with friends or clan members or any randoms, because you never know, you would get a good item that you may not need but the other person would. So that's a different thing. But coming back to the skill mods, this feature isn't really helpful. In fact, it's actually a waste. And because for example, if I'm playing as with some randoms or any of the friends of mine, if I get a god roll mod and I know for a fact that I already have all the skill mods fully god rolled, I don't need that one. The moment that I pick up that mod from the ground, the game, it's gonna deconstruct it right away, because it already knows I have that mod fully maxed out in my inventory already. So that's where the problem comes in for the veteran players, because sure, I don't need that mod for myself, but I want to pick it up and share it with someone else that I'm playing with, because they might need it, right? So that's where the problem lies. So I did not see anyone, talking about this or mentioning it, since I guess it's not that much of a problem. But for me it is, because it's always good to share uh, the items that you don't need, right? But recently I noticed in the game that they did add the feature for a toggle. So now basically what happens is you can basically turn this feature on and off. So depending on your preference, again, as I said, if you're a new or returning player and you're farming for mods, or even if you're not but you still need those mods, you can just keep this option enabled and go on with your day, and it shouldn't affect you. But for the players that have everything maxed out already, players like me, we now have an option to disable it. And why it helps us out even more is that now you can pick up the mods from the ground, and even if you do have that mod maxed out already, it's not gonna deconstruct it. So basically it's gonna put the system back to the older functionality where you pick everything and you're the one who's gonna have to deconstruct or save it. So it's your decision. So that's what basically I wanted to put out there, because I haven't seen any videos or anyone mentioning this. It's a very tiny change, but it's very important for certain player types. So let me get you to that screen where you can basically enable this option or disable it depending on what you need, and go from there. Okay, so basically you have to go to your inventory, and on the bottom right you can go to your skill mods and gear mods section, and if you see at the bottom right you will see an option called auto deconstruct skill mods. Now presently it's on, but if you simply click on that you can turn it off or back on depending on your preference. Now I'm not sure what the key is for the consoles, but on the keyboard on PC you can simply press G and you can toggle it on or off. Now again, I would highly recommend keeping this functionality disabled for the veteran players like myself, so you could pick up the mods and share it with the other team members. But sure, if you're a newer and returning player and you keep your inventory cleaned up and more efficient when it comes to managing skill mods as you go through, I would recommend keeping it on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to put it out there, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys in the next one.